Hello and welcome to a Be Found Online blog. Today we'll be sharing with you some tips and techniques in how you can become a better problem solver. Better problem solving really boils down to three things. Number one is in listening better. Number two is in seeing the bigger picture. And number three is in understanding the relationships of the systems. So let's start with number one and learn how to be a better listener, specifically in listening for problem solving. Now, one of the first things that we have to watch out for is a concept known as self-serving bias. Self-serving bias is when we take credit for the times that we succeed, but when we fail, we blame outside factors and by extension, other people. Now, the problem with this is that you begin to start thinking that you're so much smarter than other people that when somebody else is trying to talk to you, you stop listening to really understand what they're trying to say, and instead you start listening to respond as soon as they're finished. The second thing that we have to watch out for is something known as confirmation bias. Confirmation bias is when we pay attention to things that really only confirm the things that we already believe to be true, while ignoring the things that may contradict those beliefs. If you want a prime example of this in action, watch any two people argue opposing political views. So your brain is biased and is getting in the way of you being a good listener. How do you fix it? Well, by simply learning about how big of a part your ego plays when you're listening, you can now start actively working against it and drop the ego. Another bad habit that I've noticed is that people tend to rarely face the speaker in a meeting. Yet if you were to approach somebody in a bar and they refuse to turn towards you, it would be a very clear indicator that they weren't interested in what you had to say. And when we continually show people that we don't care what they have to say, they also stop caring about what we have to say, and consequently we become irrelevant. Another way you can become a better listener is to take notes. Now, even if you never refer to those notes again or they're not comprehensive, the act of taking notes will engage more of your body and more of your brain and help you better process what's being said. For the same reasons, ask questions. And what you'll find by taking notes and asking questions is not only are you helping yourself, you're also showing your speaker that you really care about what they have to say. So how do you know when you've done a good job listening? Well, ask yourself whether you've simply heard what's been said, whether you remember what's been said, if you feel like you understand what's been said, and if you were able to repeat back to the speaker what they said in your own words. Once you hit all those four, that's when you succeeded at being a good listener. Thanks for stopping by the BFO blog, and stay tuned for part 2 of how to become a better problem solver, where we'll cover how to see the big picture.